What's up, everybody? It's Hey John. I jabber opportunities nonstop, and today we are seeing a glorious day in Bitcoin. And let's go over some news and cover some charts of Bitcoin and Dogecoin towards the end. Let's go. I've been using BlockFi for about 3 months now, and I've been gaining Bitcoin nonstop. The reason why you want to jump on this offer is because Bitcoin is rising right now. And if you got into this card when I told you to, you'll be getting free Bitcoins and interest on those free Bitcoins. With this Visa signature card from BlockFi, you will get 3.5% APR for every single transaction where you buy gas, food, pay your utilities, etc. You will get Bitcoin instead of US dollars, and you know Bitcoin is only increasing long term, and you get interest on those Bitcoins. So don't sleep, folks, and jump on this offer while you still can. Bitcoin is up at about 61,500 as of this recording. Wow. Just wow. When all the bears told me Bitcoin was sinking and going to zero, I said, sure. Sure it is. People confuse pullbacks and profit taking with a crash. Everyone knows that Bitcoin is only going one direction. That is up. Of course, you can day trade it and make some money here and there, but the real money is made by buying and hodling. We have so much good news for Bitcoin. We have next week coming a possible futures and a possible ETF for Bitcoin. Do you know how much money is waiting on a sideline with these huge and large institutional investors? Let me give you some names here so you can understand what I'm talking about here. For example, Goldman Sachs, about 1 trillion plus. BlackRock, 9.5 trillion plus. Morgan Stanley, about 1 trillion plus in assets. These large financial institutions have so much money on the sidelines and they don't know where to put it right now. And I believe Bitcoin is going to be the place to be where they flood it, trade it, and of course manipulate it. So when this happens, expect a lot of volatility to the downside and a lot of volatility to the upside. I believe right now folks are jumping in early to buy Bitcoin now, and where they are buying the rumors and they will possibly sell the news. So that's one scenario. The second scenario is they buy the rumor, and then when the news actually comes, it goes even higher because there's even more buying pressure, and they were right. And even though they're selling, there is such an onslaught of demand of buyers, it will still push the price up. Those are the two scenarios I see. And I believe we're going to see a pullback when the news drops. If it's a negative news, then expect a huge drop because it'll be a huge letdown. Right now, everyone's pricing it in and saying, hey, you know what? It's going to happen. It's very likely. The problem, though, is what happens if it doesn't happen, right? And that's a possibility because you never know. In this world, anything can happen, up or down, left or right. You never know, folks. So if you're currently in Bitcoin and you're making tons of profits, hey, I always say to you, there is no shame in taking gains. But if you're like me, I'm just holding on to my Bitcoin, Ethereums, Dogecoin, Shibas, holding on to everything. The reason why I hold on to it is because I believe in it. I've been saying this for some time now, and I still believe it. Cryptocurrency is still in the infancy stage. Case in point, El Salvador is one country, a small country, that has adopted and is using Bitcoin as a currency for their country. And the only country. So when I say we're still at the beginning of this mass adoption, we are literally in the beginning still. El Salvador. How many countries of the world are there? I can tell you one thing for sure. There's definitely more than one. So if you think this run is over and you think it's going to pull back hard and it's going to sink back to zero, hey, that's fine. You can believe that. But I believe that we're still going way higher, folks. And it's only a matter of when and not if. So when you're patient, great things will come. Kathy Wood of ARK Invest believes in Bitcoin, right? She buys it a lot on different exchanges because she cannot buy it directly. And these exchanges cannot buy it directly either because it's not a legal type of currency right now or asset. So they have to go through intermediary terms. With that being said, though, when it's become legal and everyone can trade it, and there's actually some quote unquote protections, well, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna have the average investor on Robinhood, WEBULL, any platform you could think of, JP Morgan Chase, Merrill Lynch, IB Broker. All these folks can now buy Bitcoins and cryptocurrency in the future through their respective platforms. And look at Coinbase. They have over, I believe, 60 million registered users around the world. And how many people in the world do we have? I believe 7 or 8 billion people. And we currently only have 60 million registered users. That's literally a drop in a bucket compared to 7 or 8 billion people of the world. So when I say we're in the beginning, I'm going to reiterate that one more time. We are still in the beginning. So I believe that great things are coming, folks. That's all I can say, because nobody has a crystal ball and neither do I. But I do know one thing is for sure. All my cryptocurrency, it's in the positive. My VeChain in the positive. Every single cryptocurrency I own, I bought, it's all in the positive. At one point in time, I was carrying some bags, but now they're all positive. I can't say the same with the stocks, because stocks only go one direction as well. Up, long-term up. In the intermediary, will there be volatility? Absolutely. It'll go up and down, but long-term, it's going to go up, folks. You can try to day trade it and maximize your profits. Hey, more power to you. But for the folks who are like me, have a full-time gig, and you have a family and all this kind of stuff, well, investing is the way to go, folks. And just have some patience and great things will come to you. So let's go ahead and cover the charts now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cover the charts of Bitcoin right now. It's currently at about 61,188, or we're going to say 61.2. Oh my God. This is phenomenal. Again, folks, people are buying it on the premise that we're going to see a ETF in futures, and people are getting it ahead of time, and they're hoping to sell when the news drops. Or the other scenario is that if it does drop, we continue to go higher because they were right, and there is such a flurry and onslaught of investors, it just cannot be stopped. So currently we're seeing the VITAL ALGO supply zone from about 57,490 to about 58,379. Well, it was red yesterday and today is green now. So this means that we're going to trade higher. And I suspect if we pull back to 58,483, that's going to be a zone where you want to may possibly load up on, because that's going to be a support, not a resistance, because we've just broken through it. However, though, even though we have just broken through the VITAL ALGO supply zone, we still want to see some confirmation. And I always say to folks, you want to see 3 to 5 sticks of confirmation before you believe in it a little bit more, and then look for a dip buying opportunity and let it go higher. Currently, the momentum is in Bitcoin because it's one of the largest market caps. Currently, the Bitcoin market cap is at about $1.15 trillion. Ladies and gentlemen, those are phenomenal numbers. I mean, that's a huge asset, folks. I can't even imagine what that looks like if it was in US dollars and $100 bills. I mean, is that a football field? I don't know how big it is. If you know, leave me a comment down below, because I'm curious. How much money would it be in terms of how it looks, you know? Is it a football field? Is it like a 1-story building, 2-story building? I don't know. I'm just curious also. And Bitcoin is the name of the game right now. There have been times where when Bitcoin rises, all the altcoins regress and pull back because everyone is pulling out their altcoins and flooding it into Bitcoin because they believe in it and it's a hot new name for the week or two or month, and it'll continue going up for that time frame. And then when they make their profits, they're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna cut them off. I'm gonna huddle onto my profits now and see what my next dip buying opportunity is. And then, of course, they will look around and say, hey, the altcoins have fallen significantly because everyone has pulled out other altcoins and flooded it into Bitcoin. So now the altcoins like Dogecoin, Shiba, VeChain, etc., they all have more value because they're cheaper now and you can buy a lot more with your profits. So then when that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin kind of stagnate a little bit, and then the money will flow into Dogecoin, Shiba, Ethereum, Cardano, Ripple, etc., VeChain, and then we will see the altcoins rise as Bitcoin staggers and pulls back. So ladies and gentlemen, those are the charts for today. I still believe that Bitcoin has a lot more room to go, folks, all right? The previous high was at $65,087. We are literally about 4K away, all right? Estimated 4K away. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure we're going to break through it. And we break through it, folks, I think our next high may be around, just if I get a rough estimate, I would say possibly around 75 to 80K as a next high if we do follow this uptrend I'm currently seeing here, folks. But again, we need to break through 65K first, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Dogecoin charts here, and we're seeing some volatility. I would say some extreme volatility. It is going from the low of 21.44 to the high of 25.02, about a 4-cent range right there. That is a lot of volatility for Dogecoin. And Dogecoin is starting to wake up and it's starting to rise here. We see here the VITAL ALGO reaction ribbon acting as a resistance at around 25.02, folks. So watch it closely, okay? Currently, we're seeing a lot of indecision in Dogecoin, currently evidenced by this candlestick here. We're seeing two wicks above and a bottom, and we have a little small body in the middle there, okay, folks? We're seeing a lot of indecision right now. This means folks do not know whether this is a good price to buy or not, or sell Dogecoin, and folks are being cautious, and that's okay, folks. But understand that if Bitcoin continues its meteoric rise, and it will over time, I've been saying this for some time already. Hopefully you guys been listening, but I've been saying Dogecoin is a lagging indicator of Bitcoin. So if you see Bitcoin rising today and going to the moon, Dogecoin may or may not follow it the same day, right? It may follow it a few days, a few weeks later, and now we're starting to see Dogecoin kind of perk its head and starting to rise here. So this tells me, in a sense, maybe some folks in Bitcoin are starting to take profits and starting to flow it into Dogecoin, even though for Bitcoin, we know it's going to rise more and go higher. But some of these folks are being cautious and they want to cash out now and start flowing into Dogecoin before it starts its own meteoric rise. We all know how Dogecoin works. When it runs very hard and it takes no prisoners, and either you get on or you get on higher. There is no doubt whatsoever, folks. And I believe Dogecoin is going way higher with this indecision candlestick, and we're seeing from about 24.4 all the way up to about 22.85. Every time it gets in that range, it gets bought up almost immediately for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, folks. I'm seeing it get bought up in that range for 8 days total. This tells me that there are a lot of dip buyers here and they're staying silent. Shh. And they aren't telling you guys to buy the dips because shh, they want to get in before you get in. So shh, don't tell anybody, folks, all right? It's your boy, Hey John. I jabber opportunities nonstop. If you are a new viewer, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell so you know when I drop these new hits. Of course, also, please smash the like button because YouTube shares video with more folks when you hit the like button, folks, all right? Most importantly, have an awesome day, and I will catch you all on the next one.